Hi everybody. So we're going to look at Google Notebook LM. It's free. It's a very powerful generative AI program. It has some wonderful features. It's particularly useful for newly qualified teachers. It's great for students who may have low literacy skills, and it's ideal for teachers who are upskilling or perhaps teaching a new subject. So let's look at the program. This is a program here, Google Notebook LM. It's divided up into three sections. You've got a section over here, a middle section, and a section over here, which we'll look at in a moment. Now, what you need to do is you need to upload a PDF document. I've done that already. You can see the skeleton and muscles here. And I'll just show you the notes that I uploaded. This is it here. These are Leaving Certificate Chemistry, or Leaving Certificate Biology, notes. In which they go over the skeleton and muscular systems. So I've uploaded that PDF. Now the beauty about this is you can actually upload multiple PDFs if you like to on the same topic. So for instance, if I had my own notes and someone else's notes and I wanted to amalgamate them to some extent, I can upload them here. Now straight away you can see over here you've got a sort of a chat function over here. Now there's a few things that I like about this. First off, when I ask us a question, it will pull information specifically from the PDF that I've provided. You hear a lot about generative AI making up data or hallucinations and so forth. AI has gotten a lot better since last year, and those hallucinations are getting less and less. But nonetheless, they still can happen. Or students might be uploading information or looking for information using generative AI that may not be appropriate to their syllabus. So, for instance, the human skeleton and muscular systems could look very different in an American curriculum and so forth. So, by asking questions here, and it gives you some sample questions that you can get here, it really does just pull the information just from the sources that you've selected. Now, you can see I have three options. You can add notes, there's an audio overview, we'll talk about that in a second, and there's a briefing doc. And if I click on the briefing doc here, you can see it's generating some notes over here. Now I've asked us a few notes already, so we can click on while one is generating. Now you can see here what this does is essentially this briefing doc is a summary, and it can give a summary of the notes, particularly if it was a large piece of information. You might notice immediately though that at the moment it does not have image support. So if we look over here, we've got an image of the long bone here. It does not have that support just yet, so it's not perfect. But one thing that's particularly good about this is the audio overview. So if I go over here, you can see it's generated a 38 minute, 39 seconds audio overview. Now I'm going to click on this interactive mode here. This is where Google LM, Notebook LM really shines. So I click on it here, and I'm just going to press play.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. Today we're getting into something truly amazing, the human skeleton and muscles.
Oh, fascinating systems for sure.
Right. And we've got this document, skeletonandmuscles.pdf, which you sent over. Looks like our road.
So what's happening here is essentially there's a podcast made between two people on the documents that you've submitted, whether it's one document or multiple documents. And it does so in a very natural sounding way. You can't change the speakers, their accents and so forth, but they're not bad, to be fair.
Map for today.
Yeah, it's packed with information.
Well, I've already learned something incredible just from skimming it. Our bones are constantly renewing themselves. I had no idea.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? They're not just static structures, they're dynamic and active throughout our lives.
And they do way more than just hold us up, which is what I always thought.
Right. Most people think of skeletons as just this rigid framework.
Yeah, like scaffolding, but we're going to uncover how the skeleton, along with our muscles, allows us to move, how it protects our organs, and even, wait for it, how it creates essential.
So it's a very natural sounding conversation that is pulling information from the PDF. But what's fantastic about this is you can actually join in, which is very, I suppose, the mindset for me anyhow. Just mind-boggling. But let's have a look.
cells.
It's mind-blowing.
It really is. It's like this hidden world, right? Oh, wait, someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
Hi there. What is a muscle and what are muscles made from?
That's a great question, and it's perfect for what we're diving into today.
Yeah, let's unpack this. So muscles are basically the body's engine.
Exactly. They're the tissues that allow us to move.
Well, what are they made of?
Well, primarily, muscles are made of protein.
Protein. Okay, that makes sense.
And these proteins are organized into fibers.
Fibers.
And these fibers can contract and relax.
Okay, so the muscles contract, and that's what makes us move.
Exactly. It's all about contraction.
But they can't expand, which is kind of interesting, isn't it?
Right. That's why they often work in antagonistic pairs, which we'll get to.
Cool. So it's protein and fibers that allow for contraction.
Yeah, that's the basic idea. And don't worry, we'll get into the different types of muscles soon.
Awesome. So we were just about...
Now, what's interesting about that? Well, there's two interesting parts. One, I'm able to join into a conversation and they're able to answer us in a very natural sounding way. Two, in the notes provided, there's no real detail about proteins here. So the AI programs are able to go off script and provide a few bits of information on the proteins there that I was asking about and the muscles and so forth. So even though it's not on the script as such within the PDF, the AI can actually move from the PDF to its open source, which is using Google Gemini, to collect or to provide data. So I suppose immediately we can see a few benefits. Students there, again, with low literacy skills can really benefit from this. Secondly, even for the college lecturers and so forth, we're often asked to read papers, and there's quite a lot of papers, and they can be quite time consuming. And college lecturers, we tend to be time poor, really, when it comes to these things. So what I've started doing, I've a document that's been sent to me that I've been asked to read upon and so forth, and I can just upload that document onto Google Notebook LM, and I can make it into a podcast. So when I'm driving to work, I can listen to that podcast, or when I'm walking the dog and so forth. It can be very useful in that manner. And again, like I said already, it can pull information from multiple documents, not just the one. But there are limitations. As you've seen there, there's no images as such. That is coming. I think 2025 is when it's supposed to be released. This is, again, a very new system. Google Notebook LM is only in its infancy, and I imagine in a couple of years' time it would look radically different, but at the same time the improvements will be immense, I'm sure. So lots of benefits with Google Notebook LM. I haven't come across any issues myself or limitations other than the image side of things, but definitely something worth looking at.